So I'm out here at the Spring Villa Park out in Beauregard, Alabama, real close to Opelika. Coming out here and checking out the old house here, you know, so Gothic type house. It was built a long time ago, and there's they say it's haunted. They say on the 13th step of the spiral staircase that a slave master was killed by a slave on the 13th step, and he's buried not far from here. We're gonna check that out too, but just gonna walk around here and check it out. So in doing some reading on this house, the legend is that, like I said, the Penn Younge, who had this house built, was a slave owner, and they say he was a pretty brutal slave owner. He was very harsh. And that in 1878, a slave hid into a nook in the staircase and stabbed him when he got to the 13th step, and killed him. And that's the legend, that he died on the 13th step. But the story is that Penn Younge dying at the hands of a slave is not true. They said that was a story that was made up in the 1940s by a Boy Scout unit who was camping here. It's just a legend that kind of stuck. There are also stories of there used to be a big lake here, and that some children drowned on the lake, and that the ghostly stories that you hear about this place is maybe the children that drowned that day in the lake. There's also stories of just beyond the grave I'm going to take you to in just a few minutes, just beyond that is a Native American graveyard, and they say that some of the ghostly figures that's been seen here are believed to be Native American as well. I'm not saying I believe in any of this kind of stuff. I'm just telling you the story. I like the folklore around it. You know, all these haunted places. Now, I did read that a guy named Horace King built this house for Penn Younge, and Horace King was said to have been one of Penn Younge's slaves, and he had him build this house. And he's also built several other structures in Alabama. So I think he was a famous builder at some point. So I'm gonna do some more reading and check out other stuff he may have built. And this here is across the street and up the hill in the woods. This is where Penn Younge is buried. He is buried here next to his son. This is here is William Penn Younge, died in 1878. Looks like it's Jose or Joseph. Joseph was his son. Buried up in here in the woods, across the street from where the house is. And just beyond this is where the story I read to be believed to have been an Indian burial ground. Just up from here, and there's a curse that, you know, people that visited there gotten ill, and even their houses burned down. So yet another legend about this place. What's creepy about that is I used to live about 2 or 3 miles from here, and we used to go to the swimming pool here, and we used to go through the woods. And there used to be right here where this grave is. This used to be a trail for the archery range. You know, we spent a lot of time up here in these woods and running around up in here. Anyway, just another story. I remember when I was a kid, we'd come over here. We'd always come down to the swimming pool, which is right over there. We spent a lot of time at that swimming pool, Springville swimming pool. But this house was always open. We'd always come over here and run around in it. Well, up here there used to be a walkway from that house to that house, but the only way out was back out this house. It's the only way in and out. And I remember we had gotten up in here and I'd gotten over this side. And the big thing here was to remember the 13th step. And I was saying, remember. I was trying to scare everybody in the house because I was just echoing remember through the house. And then I came across this walk to come back. And I saw everybody I was with was walking back down to the pool. So I was in the house by myself. And then I got scared and went down the stairs as fast as I could. But anyway, this is the house. And I think I can show you the spiral staircase, I believe. Not sure if that came through or not. Anyway, this is the Spring Villa haunted house, they say.